Hello, hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. And today we have one special rider. He loves to ride and he loves to race. And I think he's going to go to a special race that is coming. Hello, Jeff. How are you, my friend?
Doing good. Nelson, how you doing?
How is doing? So, first of all, before we go to everything, tell us how do you became your first PV? How do you find? Tell us a little of your story.
Okay, so this is how it goes. So I've been skateboarding, just skateboarding in general, since I was
Mm-hmm.
five. My first board was a penny board. Then I moved up to a nickel board. Went through pretty much all the skateboards. Next thing I went into regular trick skateboards, and then I went into a longboard. From a longboard, I went to a boosted board. The boosted board V1 was my first electric skateboard. Bought it on Facebook for $200. Uh, since that day, I never turned back. I've been hooked to electric skateboarding ever since, and just portable mobility in general. From that day, a few months later, like about 6 7 months later, the original battery on the V1 got a red light of death. So board was dead. So someone wanted to buy the board off of me dead. I was like, okay. He said, "Hey, I'll give you $500." I'm like, okay. He's like, he offered me 500. I took the $500. I put those $500 towards my second board. My second board was a boosted board Mini X because at that time it was boosted was booming. It was boosted here, boosted there. Casey was a boosted. Every YouTube influencer would have boosted at that time. And New York had one of the biggest boosted communities
Yeah.
here. And eventually, boosted went out of business,
Yes.
unfortunately. By the time that boosted went out of business, I started working with X-Way. So my third board was an X-Way X1 Pro, which you could swap the system from a belt motor to a hub motor whenever
Mm-hmm.
you want, pretty much. Um, my fourth board after that was a Cali. My very first Vesk I guess production Vesk board that was a DIY technically.
Mm-hmm.
Best purchase that I ever did. I got the Cali 2.0, and from there I unlocked the speed, and I was just like, man, I love the speed. I want to do more. I want to get the speed. I want the feeling of the wind on your face when you're going fast and you're so in control is just it's amazing. It's hard to describe. If you're a rider and you like going fast, you understand the feeling that I'm talking about.
Those, yeah, my friend, I know what what you think about now that you are talking continued, but before we continue, how do you think is the evolution from the when you start riding electric till today?
I feel like boards have changed so much in the last few years. Specifically, I've noticed that finally the production companies like companies in China, etc., like
Mm-hmm.
X-Way Meepo, Onboard, etc., all have noticed, hey, people actually want performance products. They want a board that can actually do a lot of range. Doesn't matter of the weight of the board. People have noted those brands have also noticed, hey, people want to go faster and give them the like people want the ability to go faster, so now they're giving us the ability to go faster. I mean, I think I saw the Meepo Voyager going like 40 miles an hour, which is like pretty amazing to me. Hey, what's up, Mario? I see Mario in the chat. So yeah, so pretty much that's the way that I see it. That I like that companies are now looking at the customers, they're listening to the customers, they're listening to the community, and kind of making a product that now the people want, rather than a product as in, hey, here's a board, here's the specs, and then you get the board, you think that you like the board at the beginning, and then once you outgrow the board in a few months, 2 3 months time, you're like, man, now I want to go faster, now I want more battery out of the board, now I want more torque, etc., and these things you can't put on a board, so now you're forced to pretty much go ahead and upgrade your board. Hey, I bought $1,200, $1,500 board 3 months ago. Now I outgrew the board, and now I need to spend another 15 to like anywhere between the range of $1,500 to $3,000 to get another board that I think is going to fulfill what I want. But the thing is, naturally, everybody gets better over time. So the way that I see it is get a get your first board should be a mid-tier board. So like let's say a great board that you can start on is like the Meeple Hurricane, for example, or these like 2-in-1 boards. Meeple Hurricane, for example, own board. Um, so little special tidbit of information for the people that are in here. Um, at EskateCon, I will be racing at EskateCon. Hoyt, Hoyt, yes. So I am an ambassador for Hoyt. I'm Hoyt's racer also. I will be racing for Hoyt at EskateCon.
we
Hoyt,
we're going to come to that point, my friend. But
yeah,
let us go from the beginning. I want to talk about your boards and how do you increase to come to the event that you're going to come now. It's going to be all new, and I think it's important for us to
yeah,
know a little more about how do you came to the point like you are today. Today you are a big racer. You love to race,
yeah,
and I think it's important things that we have to talk. And I think we're going to leave more. There is going to be lots of things like the boards from him is going to be what he's doing. There is something he's doing with this prototypo and the companies that he's working. I think there is lots of things we have to talk, but for
yes,
me the important thing is like for the people to know your journey. I think your journey is nice as a
yeah,
rider, and that's why you are here. That's why the people come here to tell a little more. But you as a rider, before we continued, you started just as skate, but I see you today you ride other PVs too.
yes. So I ride electric skateboards. And I also ride electric unicycles. So I guess we can jump over to the um, EUC portion of my adventure and how I've progressed through EUC life. So my first electric unicycle was a Kingsong 18XL. That was my first wheel. Bought
Mm-hmm.
it for $1,500. I learned on it, rode it, great, cool, sold it. Second wheel was a Gotway Nikola 100 volt. Great wheel, 1,800 watt hours though. Eventually, I was pushing my wheel. So I had my Kingsong 18XL for about 3 weeks, and then I started noticing, oh, tilt back, tilt back, tilt back. I'm gonna cut out. I'm gonna cut out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So next thing I know, I'm like, okay, next wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Gotway Nikola. Once I got to the Gotway Nikola, 1,800 watt hours. I was getting close to cutout also, but to the point where I'm like, okay, it's fine. Like, I'm not going to cut out. I know that because I have 40 miles an hour to hit. Once I hit
Mm-hmm.
40, that's when I can cut out. But with the Nikola, I started pushing the wheel way too much. It was like I would be going 35, 38 miles an hour all the time constantly, and the battery would just drain so fast. So at that
Mm-hmm.
point, I was like, okay, I need another wheel. I need more range. I'm killing my battery so fast.
You need
So
something more.
lo and behold, the wheel that I've had for the last almost 2 years, it's about to be 2 years, my my EXN, my Bigode, Gotway, whatever you want to
Mm-hmm.
call it, EXN. It's a 2,700 watt hour wheel, 3 battery packs in it. Since I got it, it has the ability to hit 51 miles an hour. I've hit 51 before. I right before cutout, and since I got my EXN, I haven't looked back, and it has the range that I need. It has the speed that I need.
Good morning,
Realistically, I
Taylor.
love all these new wheels that Gotway is coming out with, and all these other brands with the suspension and all.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically, I don't need it. I don't
Mm-hmm.
need. I don't feel like I need the suspension. Then again, everybody's like, "Oh, you're young. Your knees are fine, but you get older, and then you're gonna be saying, "Oh, I wish I had suspension." I mean, yeah, yeah. Later on, maybe.
Let's talk about my friend. For you, you today you ride the AUCs, but is something that change, or you continue to ride more your
Oh,
skateboards?
I ride both. So
Mm-hmm.
I actually have like a schedule. So I have a few boards. I have as you can see
Yeah.
right there. This is the Hoyt UAV, as you guys can see that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to lift it over your head. Um, but yeah, this is the Hoyt UAV. This is my main board.
They just have in bamboo, or they're going to make it maybe in
They're working on some new things that I can't talk about yet, but
okay.
they're gonna be making boards out of more than bamboo. So as some teasers they posted on their Instagram, as you guys can see on
Mm-hmm.
there, they are making bamboo decks with regular enclosures, like a regular board has an enclosure on the bottom. So
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be one of the boards that they're going to be unveiling at EastGateCon.
Okay, that is a good thing.
Yeah.
Then we do you have something you are working there too?
Oh, yes. So I am currently working on my original prototypo. And so, fun story. As you can guys can probably see, there's no inserts in this deck.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you the story. I'm going like 33 miles an hour. Next thing I know, I feel a pop in the front. So
Ooh.
the from stepping on the front of the board,
Mm-hmm.
the inserts popped out of the deck and the enclosure was hanging like this. So imagine the board's like this
Yeah.
and the enclosure just dropping like this, flapping while I'm riding at 30 miles an hour. I come to a stop, and I'm lucky that I got to my front door, and I see my enclosure like this, and I'm like, oh no, the enclosure was falling off. I was like, and then I look at it and I see the inserts ripped out of the deck. I was like, well, time to upgrade those inserts. So the prototype still has its original battery in it. The battery is in great health. It's working, it's balanced, and everything. And a few months ago, I upgraded it to a Unity. This is one of the original Unities. I was able to find the Unity with the original 23.46 firmware, which is this was like the third batch of the Unity when inertia was
Mm-hmm.
still around. And I also have Hoyt Puck in there because old reliable
Yeah.
remote.
I,
Why
I
would you not
I
go with the Hoyt Puck?
I have my Lacroix, but the Lone Star is the one of the first ones.
I
Is
also saw your prototypo has a bunch of Etox trucks
yes, yes. My
and
my
gear
my
drive too.
my prototypo is just the enclosure, and the deck is the original one. The rest one is everything ATOX. The trucks is ATOX, the gear drive is ATOX, and the battery is a friend for me who made it, and I love it. And I have
You can
that
never
is
the one thing that I say is enough you can never have enough Hoyt pucks. And
yeah.
I kid you not, Hoyt puck, Hoyt puck, Hoyt puck, Hoyt puck, Hoyt puck,
How
Hoyt
many
puck.
do you have?
So this is another thing. I won first place for Hoyt
Hello, Smalls.
at AVS,
Wow,
and I won this from Hoyt. Hoyt sent me this out because I won first place. I got the
the golden
golden
one.
puck remote
Yeah.
case. Yo, what's up, Smalls? But
We're going to
yeah,
see him
and
very
then
soon.
this is a one of two remote. So there's only two orange remotes, or I think two or three orange
Hmm.
remotes out there. So this is a very rare one too. But yeah, I have a lot of Hoyt pucks because you can never have enough.
So now that we are talking about that. Let's talk about the company is sponsor you.
Yes.
Tell us a little more about this company. We're going to go to your website that you created.
Yep.
Uh, uh, Tell us a little more about them, and what is for you. Why do you choose them, or why they choose you? Because I think you
Well,
have to choose them.
I I chose them and they chose me. It was a 50-50 um a 50-50 choice. They chose me and I chose them.
Okay.
Reason, and it's not like, oh, yeah, they chose me first and then I chose them. No, I chose them first and then they chose me the way that I see it. Uh,
Okay.
so last year, it's about to be at this Eastgate Con is going to be the 1 year anniversary of me meeting the Hoyt team, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So I had known about Hoyt because of the remote in the past. Um, but I never really like knew the team. I was just like, oh, they're the guys that make the remotes. Like that's freaking awesome. Like great. So I went out to Eastgate Con originally to spend some time with e-skaters alike and to race. But also, I just wanted to take a trip outside of New York and go and do what I like. And what I honestly, not even what I like, what I love. I love PVs. PVs is just my thing, you
Okay.
know? Um,
But do you
and
have a special one, or do you love the two of them?
I can't choose between EUC and Eastgate. It's a whole, it's, as
Because that is
everybody will
different, my
say,
friend.
yeah, it's such a different feeling, you know? So like carving on an electric unicycle compared to carving on a board, it's so much different. It's such a different control the over the ride. The feel of the ride feels so much different. You can sway your body
Mm-hmm.
into the carve different on a board that you can on a wheel, you know?
I'm asking you this because you come from a background, a boosted board.
Yep.
You have then you go to the Kelly boards. Kelly boards. Then you go to you have all you have the prototypo, you have so many boards, then now you have the AUC. You are in a city that the guys love PVs, so many riders there with you guys riding. That's
Yep.
why I think for you, you can give us a good explanation. And as a race guy that I know that you love to race, you can explain to us what is different between all of them. And I think sometimes we don't have so much explanation. Why do you choose A or B, and why you don't choose the other ones? Because I think they is so different. Like the one wheel, I love to ride my one wheel, and that don't have nothing to do with the other two, because one wheel is not made to go faster.
Yeah, I mean, I would have never wanted to ride. I've never really wanted to ride a one wheel as a personal vehicle for myself. Like, hey, hey, like if I see a friend or something with the one wheel, it's like, hey, like let me try it out, let me ride it for a bit. But
Hmm.
not, I don't see it as a device that I can ride every day and truly, I guess, enjoy it. Um, it's just because the feel of it, it's not my ride style. I like to go a little bit more extreme, and obviously, one wheels don't go as fast. Like you can go like I think they go 28 now, and
You
if
cannot. That is, you can forget with one wheels. You cannot do that. I know
yeah,
that is the new ones that you can make with the vest and you can go, but
yes,
you're never going to
that's
have the range. You're never going to have. You cannot go. If the people think to go fast, forget about one wheels. One wheels is not made for that.
yeah. I think that honestly, one wheels are great. The Vesk ones, great if you want to do tricks and stuff. But for me, what I can't choose electric unicycles or electric skateboards,
Hmm.
but I can choose from the different boards that I do ride. I can choose. I can make a list from favorite setup from first to like last.
Hmm.
Favorite setup right now, I would say it's the UAV slash the dad bod. It's just the best feeling board for speed, stability.
Hmm.
The craziest thing that I ever did on the UAV was I hit a pothole at 40 miles an hour and I didn't fall. And actually, like, saved me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not go and hit a pothole on purpose. I would not. I didn't notice it. I just happened to like hit it,
Yeah.
and I hit it. I guess at the perfect angle that I didn't like get dug into the pothole, but I was fine. And it just slightly dented the rim, like the very slightest. But honestly, 40 miles an hour, you're hitting something. If you had a plastic rim, you probably would have broken the plastic rim. So these are CNC metal rims. So I mean, I would say Hoyt UAV first. Second
Hmm.
board, my prototypo. My third board is my boosted, which I actually ride a lot. And most people are like, "Oh, Jeffrey, why you
It's very sad to not
yeah,
have any more the boosted board. I think boosted
yeah,
board is
it's sad that boosted's gone, but a lot of people might ask me is like, "Hey, Jeffrey, like, why do you ride the boosted board?" Well, the boosted board is pretty much just like the board that I get around my neighborhood when I need to run some errands, go to the grocery store,
hmm
go certain areas that are close to my house, you know. And
yeah.
then when I'm gonna really go out into the city, when I'm gonna go on a group ride or when I'm gonna go to work, I'll choose my electric unicycle or I'll choose my UAV.
hmm
It's just how I feel. I like the feeling of how Hoyt engineered the reverse kingpins
hmm
on the UAV because I've never really felt a reverse kingpin truck feel so stable.
hmm
Because a lot of people is like, oh, reverse kingpin. Eventually, after a bit, it just like wobbles. I'm like, yeah, it's understandable. But the way that they engineered it is they put a I think they put a 50-degree base plate in the back and then a 30-degree base plate in the front. If I'm no 50 in the front, 30 in the back.
hmm
It's reversed. So 50 degree base plate in the front, 30-degree in the back for more stability. They worked with downhill skateboarder to like make the stability of the wideness of the truck, but
hmm
also at the angle of the base plate to the angle of the truck, pretty much.
So you now we're going to come to as you as a racer, my friend.
Yes.
You ride most of your boards is with flex. Uh, uh, don't you prefer to have maybe a carbon board to ride, or you prefer the flex? Because it's not easy to see a guy with flex riding at that speeds.
So that's a tough one. So
I,
funny
I
enough,
I would love to see your opinion, my friend, because
funny enough, hmm, funny enough, I used to go. I went. I used to go 50, I used to go 48, 49 miles an hour on my Cali 2.0. When I tested the Cali 50 trucks. Oh yeah, Mario agreed. He did
hmm
such a great job with designing the trucks.
hmm
Uh, Definitely a lot of credit to him for sure. Um, but yeah, so I would say that to me, it's about adaptability. It's how much can you adapt.
hmm
It doesn't matter if the board is a stiff board and you have a really stiff, if you have a really stiff platform to stand on, or if you have a flexible um, platform to stand on. You know,
hmm
because my boosted right here, the setup that it's on, it's not set up for torque, but it's set up for speed. This boosted right here goes 33 miles an hour, and I've hit 33 on it, and it's flexible.
hmm
Uh, Keep in mind, you know. So the way that I think about it is the Hoyt right here. It's not like flexible in the middle. If it's flexible at the cambers, pretty much of the. I actually have my old Hoyt deck here.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Yep.
I have to change. Yes. No. Please.
So this is my old Hoyt deck. I'm going to use this for a project, but right here, you see where it bends down. Right here, it flexes a slight amount, and it doesn't, and that's because of the actual deck strength. So it flexes a little bit there because it helps you when you need it, but
hmm
it's not like a board that I'm going to just go and jump on the middle like riding, you know. Um, So
The
Thomas
flex. I
said,
want.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
Thomas said first. So let me get to
Yeah.
Thomas.
Thomas said.
Can
Tell.
can we get a hint on the next Hoyt board at Eastgate Con?
Yeah.
All right. So what I can tell you about Eastgate Con, they will be showing a few boards releasing. What I can tell you is that board does have an enclosure. It's a bamboo board with an enclosure.
hmm Yeah,
It
that is a
it
good thing.
it.
That's what you talked in the beginning. That's why I was leaving that for
Yep.
later on, because we talked that he's going to announce something in a skate con, and then there is the other one. The flex is what will kill you going
Yep,
fast.
that is true. I agree with you. That's why I like the UAV and the dad bod because it's not flexible where the center of the deck is where you're standing. It's flexible at the nose and at the
Hmm.
tail. So it really helps you the way that I see it.
That
Uh,
is the trucks what you are talking about.
those are the trucks, right? Go down, right? That one, the Rosa trucks.
This one.
Yeah, no, the ones on the left.
Oh, sorry. Let's go back
So that's
because
actually from the skate
I,
park.
I this one.
No, no, the
This
left one. Yeah, that one.
okay. Let's see.
So those are the Hoyt Rosa trucks. So Rosa stands for
Hmm.
I think I actually don't know. I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, it's the same. If anyone wants to come, there is the
I think it
specifications
says it
here.
there.
Yeah, yeah,
Right there. Rake offset split angle.
yeah. It is
So
that.
there's a rake actually on the actual truck that helps you with stability.
That is original, made from this guys.
Yes, Hoyt made those trucks.
It was here in Germany. I don't I miss him because in the same week I was here with Ernesto from Kelly, and I know he was here, and it was one person that I would love to
Yep.
meet him
The owner
because
of the brand, the company, the CEO, Jeff Johnson was out there.
yeah, yeah, he was in Germany and for Europe because he was trying to find someone to take care of the. I think to start to sell something here in Europe too, because I think it's one place.
Yes, Hoyt is trying to expand outside of the U.S. now. Yes.
Yes, I think
Um,
that's fantastic.
yeah, really fantastic. More people outside of the U.S. that can get to try the goodness of Hoyt, as I say it. Um, but yeah, moving on. Um,
Before you go, I just want to say something. Sorry, Jeff.
yep.
Guys, just for you to know, we are not making propaganda for no one. Nobody is paying us nothing. He is a rider for them. He represents him. And like I always tell, if I see a company that sponsors the riders, I don't have no problem to make propaganda for them free. I think more people who invest in our riders is people we have to make propaganda. If there is a company sponsor him. I will bring him here. I will talk about him. But they are not paying me nothing to me or nothing because this is everything free information. For everybody to understand, don't think we are making here propaganda and we are winning something. He's winning because he's riding and he's representing I think they are winning with him. And of course, you have to win something. I think that is a game for the two sides.
Yeah.
And I hope that there's more companies there who can help you and support you guys because that way you can make this sport bigger and bigger. That is my opinion. That's why I think it's important for you guys to have a little more respect and the people say, okay, let's give something else to this guys because you are a fantastic rider. That's why. So we are seeing here, oh, Moe. Oh,
Oh
hey.
shit, Mo's in the chat. What's up? What's up?
That's why I said the guys, Moe, you see this guy here. He created everything, the trucks. Today he has, that is like the skeleton. You can buy it. He can make you a fantastic board for you to
Yes.
all over the world,
I
and
just
that's
saw.
why everything works. And he sponsors so many riders, so many people. That's why I love to see these guys. So now continue. I want to ask you like this, my friend.
Yep.
So today you are seeing, before we go to the skateboards, I think is important. I know that you love and you're going to race, but my question is like this: there is an evolution now with the uh, with the unicycles, electric unicycles, that is with the suspension. For you as a rider, as AUC, what you prefer? What you think? Do you think the suspensions is going to be the future, or you think the suspension is good for one thing and is bad for another thing? What is your opinion?
I think for me, um, I think for me, suspension is good in certain areas. It just depends how good these companies get at letting you tune the suspension. How much adjusting can will they give you the ability to do? Because I know for the master, um, there's a lot of different linkage kits. So you can, if you want your wheel to sit much higher up, there's different heights of suspension linkages. You can put spring suspension, you can put a hydraulic suspension. There's so much customizability to it, and it depends how much will these brands let you customize the wheels feel for
Hmm.
yourself. Because if they let you lock the suspension, so I know the Master needed a lockout suspension kit, which Alien Rides actually made.
Hmm.
And yeah, that was great. I saw it on the track. It works great. I think the suspension wheels are nice because they'll help you have a higher height, so the pedals don't hit the ground when you're taking a deep turn, especially at speed. Um, nice, thank you, kind of you to say, Stooge. Nice to kind of you to say, kind of you to say. Um, but yeah, so like I'm saying, if you can lock out your suspension at a really high height so that you have high up pedals when taking turns, great for racing. I've seen that play as an advantage. But the way that I see it is depending at what point is too high up off the ground, so that because I saw that some people, when you take a deep enough turn, and if your body weight is not shifted properly, your tire can actually slip. No matter how grippy your tire is, it can slip from how much you're leaning on the wheel. So those are just some caveats to having a higher up wheel. I think suspension wheels are the future only if companies let you customize your suspension as much as possible. If not, original EUCs like we had them without the suspension are just great. Or if you could have the wheels that we have now with suspension, but if you remove the suspension, you just pull the suspension, it'll reform back to the shape and the ride feel that it had before.
So now we are going to come because I know there is lots of riders here, and I know that is lots of guys who race against you, and they are here today, and they want to
Yeah,
know
yeah, yeah,
because.
yeah. So
So, what do you think is going to be? We're going to talk about something is coming next week, and is going to be maybe the biggest event.
yep.
Started as a joke last year, and then today, this year comes very seriously. And my
Yeah,
question.
last year, I mean, I would rephrase that differently. It wasn't really like as a joke. It was more kind of like, I guess the way that I see it is it was kind of a party. The way that I see it, it was a party with the race. Um, it was just like very few people, the people that actually like believed in it from the beginning, whether there was going to be something huge happening or a very small event with very little people. The venue wasn't the best, as much many people say, and even M Boards Mike Beard, the owner of Eastgate Con slash M Boards, even said, yeah, the track was not the best for sure.
Yeah,
uh
was sleepy.
yeah, shout out to Mo. He really saved it last
Yeah,
year.
I listened from that. That was
Yep,
a good thing.
he made a cornstarch, I think, like mix or something that he put on the ground that helped.
Yeah, because he knows what he's talking, what he's doing.
Exactly.
He has a big background, and that's why we need these guys because he knows what he's talking about. And
Exactly.
uh,
So
please,
he did that. Him and his team, I think, went out to the track the night before. They mopped the entire track with like cornstarch or something like that. And it had dried overnight. The next morning, we hit the track for qualifiers. Great. The grip was amazing. I kid you not. The track from Saturday was not the same track from Sunday. It was so different. It was so good. That's why I was able to. So that was the first time that I got into racing e-skate, um, and I qualified for pro qualifiers. I don't know how for pro class. I don't know how that worked. Um, but now I'm actually inclined to try to get into pro class for this year's Eastgate Con. Eastgate Con is great. I think it's what we need in this community, especially for because I feel like Eastgate now is kind of dying. Eastgate's not dead. I'm not saying Eastgate's dead, but
no.
diminishing in the U.S. a lot. I've noticed due to electric unicycles. Like everybody's like, "Oh, electric unicycle. I have 80 miles range. It's easy to carry. It's easy to move. Okay, cool. Like I don't need a board. You know." But if you truly like boards and you want to stay boards and not even like stay boards, because like I didn't stay boards, I still have an electric unicycle, but I ride both. Um, if you're trying to do e-skate and you want to be true to what you are and you feel true to e-skate, then I feel like eSkateCon is the place to be when you want to be like, yo, e-skate. Like I want to spend a whole weekend with e-skaters. Like, let's do this. And I even like I love that eSkateCon is also supporting electric unicycle racing there too, because they're not saying, oh, just because the name of the event is eSkateCon, no EUCs. No, they're being open to the entire community. They're welcoming everybody. I know they have a lot on their plate. They've planned this for a whole year,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been getting so many brands. If you see the raffle giveaway
Mm-hmm.
trees, the brands that are coming, so many brands, so many things to win. There's so much to just get from EastgateCon that honestly, you take a weekend out to Vegas, you get to ride with people that you've never met, maybe make some friends along the way. You get to race if you're into racing. You get to see all the vendors that are going to be at the event,
We
including
can
yours.
see here.
Right? But yeah, so like from that, I think it's such a plus. You have so much to do that weekend that why not, And if you, the way that I planned it out, I've been planning for the last 7 months. I bought my flight like 4 months ago
Mm-hmm.
to go out there, so it's definitely a plus for sure. Let's see what the comments are saying. Let's see what the comments
Yeah, let's.
really
Yeah, the people are talking. I cannot wait, and they are talking about that. AOC race needs pedals and pedals. Yeah, that is just the people talking with each other. Fat Chicago gonna to the podium. Yes, see all the cars come and go and fast. Then we see race that inside, love to outside in the turns. Yeah, that's like. Do you think like we are seeing that they we know where it's going to be? It's going to be in a parking place.
Yes, it's going
Uh,
to be in the parking lot, and they're
yeah,
actually making it out a track built out on the parking lot. So
but
it's
my
actually,
question is like this, my friend. I know that is going to be lots of persons there.
yep.
I'm looking to the dimensions and everything. Don't you think that is maybe is going to be a little too small for so many people?
I guess we'll see when we get there,
You see, I talked with him here
personally,
in the interview. I talked with Mike here in the interview, and he
yeah,
said he is waiting maybe for 1,000 guys there. Uh, so and
yeah,
then he's talking about guys are selling there and bringing the companies. Is telling is around 50 to 100 companies selling there. So then using this space for the people who are selling and using the space for the race. That is what make me a big hurrying because we're talking about 1,000 persons. We are not talking about 100 or 200. It's
yeah.
1,000 persons, huh?
That's what
Or
that's
more.
what I think. Realistically, I've had no practice
Hmm.
for the race, so I'm just going out there and focusing on the race as much as possible,
Hmm.
focusing on practice and focusing on myself, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna do because I wasn't able to get any practice in New York, so I tried to set up an intro to speed here in New York a few weeks back. It got rescheduled 3 times, but 4 weeks, the past 4 weekends in a row, rain, 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 and
He's the same like here, my friend.
yeah, and I'm like, it was 3 weekends, 4 weekends in a row of raining, and then I rescheduled it for the next weekend. The next weekend it was sunny when I looked at it on Saturday, the day that I rescheduled it for, and then once Thursday came around, it was 2 days till Saturday when we already reached scheduled the intro to
Hmm.
speed to try to set up the Eastgate contract. What do you know? The weather changed. It's gonna rain again. I'm like, oh my god, why? And then I rescheduled it for the next weekend. I was like, next weekend, let's start really early. Hopefully, we catch the morning. We get there. It is the night before, and I see it rain in the night, but I'm like, okay, maybe it dries up by the morning, and it stops raining. The weather said it's not going to rain tomorrow. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm getting ready to prep for like to grab my stuff to go to the event to set up the track. It starts raining. I'm like the world really hates me right now. They don't want me to practice. They don't want me to practice. So I went over and I was like, okay, canceled it. And then I just saw the next weekend it was gonna rain too. So this weekend is the one weekend that is not gonna rain, and that's what it looks like now. That's what it looked like now. I don't even know at this point. I wanted to
What
see.
you going to race there? You're going to race the two categories, or you just going to race with
So
skateboard?
at Apple Valley, I did both categories. I did electric unicycles and I did electric
So
skate.
let's put it here. Some video that we are talking about that I think is
Yep.
important for us to talk and let's do it here. I'm just going to change very fast. Don't forget, guys, I'm doing everything alone. That's why. So let's go for the beginning and talk a little about that. I think the guys they are doing a fantastic job
Yeah,
creating.
so I mean, I did at AVS, which you're gonna see a video here. I did electric unicycle and I also did electric skateboards. At EskateCon, I will only be doing electric skateboards. But yeah, if I was able to get my wheel out in time, I would have sent it.
How was the experience riding with these guys? They are first
Oh,
of
this
all.
is this is an amazing experience.
How can you describe it? Because I interview most of them.
It's hard to focus. It's a very mental game when you're racing because you kind of you don't want to let the excitement and the adrenaline get to you, especially when you need to focus on the track and make sure that you hit the right turns,
Hmm.
hit the right speeds when you need to, and all the practice that was put in. Um, but yeah, this is like my favorite video of me racing to date because it was just I got first place at AVS for sportsman class, and like I
Don't
did.
forget one important thing, my friend. You here is open. You have an open race. Where you're going to race now this next week is going to be very close,
Yep,
very
very very
small
close. So it's a very different track
environment.
here. And the thing is, the
Do you
way that
think that is going to be better for you because of the trucks? Because I think you need
it
to
doesn't
have
to
more.
me to me, I guess I have a
Eh,
lot of practice from riding in New York City traffic. Um, so I'm able to, I think the way that I see it, I'm able to completely switch my focus really, really fast. So if I need to do something like in a split of a second, like I can immediately do that and shift what I'm doing due to being able to practice like me riding in traffic. Because when you're riding in traffic, like I've had times where like I'm riding through the middle of the street and like all of a sudden a car's door opens. You need to be able to move really, really fast so that don't get uh you don't crash, and hit a door. So I feel like short track will allow you to limit the speed that you hit, and it's going to be more of a technical race rather than a speed race.
no, speed is you can forget it. You're not going to
Yeah,
get
so
speeds there.
speed, they're not gonna be. It's not gonna be too much
You
like,
have
hey,
to have torque.
yeah. Well, here at AVS, I hit 43.5 miles an hour GPS track. So I was able to hit that. The gearing hits 44 miles an hour. So 43.5 is pretty accurate to the speed that you get. I had a little bit of wind. Um,
You
but
have bubbles.
yeah,
That's what's
yeah.
the
So
problem. That's the way. I think maybe is because you have I don't know because you have a big battery. You don't have so much flex. That is not the problem.
yeah, you don't need it. So like you can see right here that he passed me for a bit, but I tucked and I just hit like I went straight trying to like pass him because I can't. Because the thing is, the way that I think about it is on a straight, if they get past the first turn, that's just it's a really really hard thing to catch up, because with if you're going on a straightaway, you let someone pass you, they get to the turn first, they take the turn first, and they accelerate. it's gonna be so much more harder to catch up to that person. So you can see he passed me for a bit right here, and it
Hmm.
slows down. But you can see that I
Yeah,
think
because he enters too fast, and then you have to break. Then he
yeah.
cannot go.
So I was able to pass there, and that's pretty much at the point where
Hi,
it
Dennis.
was it was pretty crazy. Yo, what's up, Dennis? Um, but yeah, pretty
But
much.
your way of style of riding is different a little from the other guys,
Yeah,
uh,
it's
because you
you
are
know
more.
I
You are
think
not.
I'm
Why?
more loose. I think I'm more loose.
Yeah,
I'm just I don't I
because you
don't
are used to New York
yeah,
style of riding.
I don't have a writing style specifically. It's I make my writing style.
Okay.
So if I feel like this is gonna help me, like I'll move it. I'll move my body the way that I need to move it so that it it works out for me. Um, like sometimes I'm quite literally leaning off the board, and if it feels right and I'm not falling, I know what's my limit. I know what's my maximum, and
Hmm.
I'll just keep going.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for the guys with the drones. Hey, that is a
Yeah,
big
Ryan
thanks.
did a great job.
And then
He
Zen
really
with
did.
the AUCs, with his Scardio 2. I think that is
Yeah,
fantastic to see.
Ryan did a great,
Wow,
amazing
that
job on
is
the drone
a
flying
fantastic
for
shot, my friend.
the entire races. He did
That
all.
was a plus for you guys, my friend, to
Yeah.
have this guy doing this stuff for you guys. Huh? That
Yep.
is, if we have this guys, I think we have to give him more credit.
Yeah.
And second of all, we have to maybe start to give it something to these guys, because I think this changed the game for all of us, because we can make more propaganda for our PVs with this shots so good. I think it's important for all of us to have them. I hope that in a SkateCon is going to be lots of good YouTubers there. I know that is
Yep.
going to go
Oh,
guys
yeah,
from
no.
Australia, guys from UK, guys from all around the world, and guys
Yeah.
from USA. They're going to be there, and I think we're going to see lots of good stuff in this event.
Yeah,
That is my
I know
that.
Thomas is gonna be there.
Yeah, it's going to be Thomas. It's going to be Taylor. It's going to
Thomas, it's
be
gonna be Craig. It's gonna be
okay.
Scott Davies.
Sky Davis. It's going to be. You're going to have lots of guys there,
Yeah. So
and then you're going to have the regional guys from you guys in USA that they're
yeah,
going to be there too.
that's what I like about EastGateCon. It's bringing everybody together, no matter where you're from.
Hmm.
Because like last year it was chill, but this year is going to be so much more people. You're getting people coming outside of the
Yeah.
US into the US just for an Eastgate event. So it's so much more crazier, so much more amazing.
Hmm. I just want to say, can you tell us a little more about this? We are making
But
something
yeah,
propaganda
so
for you. I think that is important
yeah,
for everybody to know a little
so
about you. Please.
So for everybody here, I am the owner of Hyper Eastgate Repairs. So Hyper Eastgate Repairs, you may be asking, what is Hyper Eastgate Repairs? So Hyper Eastgate Repairs is me. It's my shop. I repair and build custom Eastgates, and I also fix. I even fix electric unicycles. Yeah, I know, right? I work on everything. So this is some mods that I performed, battery packs that I've built in the past, and everything, and upgrades. This is one of the first boards that I built in the last one. Yeah. So this is one of the first boards that I built for a customer outside
Hmm.
of myself. And this board is still running. This board's actually coming back to me
What is
this.
that from deck?
Yeah, so that's actually a Earthwing deck. So
Okay.
it's a 33-inch deck. It's meant for downhill,
Hmm.
but I
That is
use
alien motors.
no, those are Maytech.
Maytech. Okay.
Yeah, Maytech 6374 motors with
Hmm.
street 3D services, gear drives, and trucks.
Yeah.
Torque board 110 wheels. But yeah, so this board is actually coming back to me in the
Yeah,
second
that's
week of
nice.
April for a
Hmm.
complete checkup, tune up, re-grease of the gears, clean up,
Hmm.
and everything. Because that board's been running for a little over a year now. It's been
Hmm.
it's been running for about a year and a year and 3 months, I think, and
Okay.
the board has 5,000 miles.
Wow.
No issues at all. From
That is
what
a good
like
thing.
the customer told me, and he was like, dude, I just hear a little bit of dryness in my gears. I'm like,
But Jeff, the question is like this. So I don't have the link there, guys. I'm going to put this link later on in a video. But the question is this is can the people ship it to you if
yes,
they want something? The
yes.
best way to contact you is directly here.
Instagram, email also. My email is also there. And you can contact me there. You can contact me on Facebook. You can contact me anywhere. As long as you get in
So
touch with me, I can get you sorted. And
So there you are, guys. If you see it, that is his Facebook. I have the links there. I have the other Instagram from him, and
yep,
I have his YouTube channel.
yep.
Just contact him, and there is his a channel uh, here. Let me change very fast. Here we are. So this is from him too.
That's also my
Uh,
website. Yep.
here is everything the people who sponsor him. I think it's important for us to talk about that. And uh, of course, if you guys, what are you, my friend, today? What are you expecting for this race next week? What
You
is
know
your what
what?
you want? You want to win?
Yeah, of course. Everybody wants to win, but expectations. My expectations, they're kind of high. I would say I expect to. I expect to at least get into sportsman
Oh,
class.
Brandon is here with the red.
Yeah, dude, I know, Brandon. I know. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. But then again, we're hard riders. This customer, he just rides every day commute, like general, just everyday regular riding, and he's not running very high amps. He's only running the amps. So, yeah, those motors are doing good, luckily.
So
And
I'm
Electric
just
Dream made it in
saying.
the chat.
Oh, hello. He's going to come here to the next week. He's going to come here to the interview. No, he's
Very nice, very nice.
2 or 3 weeks. He's going to come here,
Yep.
and I'm
I
very
actually
proud.
met Jack over at Amped Electric Games last year.
So I'm planning to go, my friend. Because it's so difficult to ship boards from Europe to USA. I'm
Oh yeah.
trying to find a way to grab a board there to ride. That is the only thing is till now is not planned. I'm trying to be there and to make the 2 days of racing. I want to be with my drones and everything, and I would love to be there to support and meet all the people who came to this live. If you don't see Jeff, we are coming to 300 interviews, my friend.
Yes.
300 interviews with riders. You are the 297, I think.
200.
No,
I think I saw it was like 298
or
maybe.
something like that. So
Yeah.
we are coming to 300 interviews here, my friend, and all of them are riders. And I would love to come to see in the ASkateCom most of them, lots of them. And I think I would love to see a big race. I think it's going to be fun because it's going to be the best riders there, most of them. I know there
Honestly,
is lots.
if you can make it out to Apple Valley Speedway out in November, I think they're gonna be doing it again in November. That's just the best of the best. You're gonna see everybody from pretty much from California, maybe other places out and about, come and race, and it's actually like on a real car track. It's
And
just
I know that, my friend, but the only problem you have to think like this: if I show you the plan, what I have from events and everybody calling me
yeah.
and everything, and it's difficult for you to go to all of them. Imagine
Oh
if I
yeah.
go to most of them. Is up next month is event every weekend is event, maybe
Yep.
one or two.
All summer long. All summer long. Yeah.
You cannot do all of them. I would love to go to all of them, but it's
Yeah.
impossible. And to see all of you guys, I would love to go to this a SkateCom. I don't know if I'm going to do it. If I don't do it, maybe I can go in October. When you said October,
November, Apple Valley.
November. Yeah, November is perfect for me because then I'm not going to have nothing else. Because
Yeah.
the last event is in the beginning of October, and then is not no more events. That's we will see, we will see. But that will be a nice thing. I would love to go to the AScateCon, but we will see. I'm just seeing the board. If everything comes good, maybe you will see me there as a surprise. But there's going to be a guy here from Europe that his name is David. He's a very fast rider from Denmark.
Oh,
And he's going to be there. He's going to come from Denmark with his son to go racing too. I think Tom is very good rider. Huh? Don't
yeah.
forget Tom. The Tommy Boy is very good rider from UK. I race against him, and he's a very good rider. Don't think he's just a YouTuber. He's fast. He
Yeah.
can ride fast.
Oh yeah, I've seen him, and then I remember Tom. Actually, he fell, I think, at a race.
Yeah, that was not a race. That was just because in UK now it's illegal to ride, and they rent this place to go for rides with friends, and that was like a race. That was not. That was just the a starting,
No, no,
but
no.
that was
It was 2 years ago. I think he was on an Apex Predator with
yes.
Vikings. Yeah.
Yeah, because here in Europe we use lots of off-road boards. We go lots of off-road and
Yeah,
jumping,
that makes sense.
and that's why you see the guys from like the guys from Scott, they are the bindings on the front. But here in Europe, you use the completely. All the feet are because you're
Complete
going to
angled
jump
and
and
everything.
everything. Yeah, it's like something crazy. So I want to show something. I know that is doesn't matter what is. I just like the video because you are there, and I told you. So what is this? What happened in this time in New York? Tell us a little more about that. I know that you are there. Tell us a little more. What was the reason? Because so much speaking about this.
So I happened to show up to the place where we call HQ, where we all get together that day. Earlier in the day, they told me, "Hey, like we're gonna be having an interview with Fox News, pretty much." And this is basically when they announced like True to One was a thing,
Mm-hmm.
because nobody knew what True to One was yet.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much the
There
interview.
you are there.
Yes, that is me right there. So that's where True to One actually went ahead and was like, "Oh yeah, we're True to One." So like basically at that time I wasn't True to One yet, and nobody there was True to One yet. It was only a few members, um, because True to One was a pretty small group, and then True to One was like, "Yo, we're True to One," and then that's when everything pretty much started. When everybody started hearing about True to One, you know.
But
Um,
what was the reason for this video? Why
the
Fox
reason,
was
so the reason that
for
Fox,
everybody to understand?
yeah, so the reason that Fox actually made that video and that like that news report was due um, to the reason of, oh, we want to go ahead and give people a positive look on what we do. So we want people to see electric unicycles as a positive thing, you know, something that you can do, you know. And this was also, like you can see right now,
Mm-hmm.
New York City made certain vehicles illegal. You know,
Mm-hmm.
electric unicycles on there, it says illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Electric unicycles, electric skateboards, all that is illegal. And if you do have like a bike or something and it goes a certain amount of speed, you need to get it registered and stuff. So this was basically like a, hey, New York City, we're here, we're actually like a big community, don't make our vehicles illegal. How about
Mm-hmm.
talk with us and try to help bring legislation pretty much to make it work for us, you know?
Okay, let's put it this way, my friend. My question is like this: do you have any issues with the cops there, with the police
No,
there, or is
no,
easy?
no,
Is
it's easy. I mean, unless you're like doing like,
stupid things?
yeah, if you're doing something stupid and you're trying to like, and you're like putting yourself in danger or other people in danger,
Mm-hmm.
then yes, it's a problem. But if not, then it's not really a problem.
And this here, my friend, do
Yes.
you guys train a lot? Is this
Yes,
happening or not anymore?
that's one of my track days. So
Okay.
that's where I set up the track and practice. So that's on my wheel right there.
Can and you continue to train all the time there, or is not use it, you don't use it?
I train very
Hey,
often. I
you
also
put
do
it.
rock climbing. Pretty exciting. So yeah, so I do training for riding. I do trading. I do training for training comes in a lot of different ways for me. Training comes from one, riding in traffic, two, riding on a track, three, just going to group rides. Group rides, I feel like it's the best way to grow. Uh,
Hmm.
Obviously, don't go on a group ride and like intentionally put other people at danger, but like riding in big packs and big groups of a lot of things that are everybody that's constantly moving and different like I guess different ways to see it is that imagine if you're riding in a around 4 or 5 people, right? They're all around you and you're about to take a right turn. You signal, hey, you're going to take a right turn. One person doesn't see, but you need to be able to react really fast so that person doesn't get hurt and so you don't get hurt either, you know? So if you go to group rides and you're in a big group, 95% of the time, no, I'd say like 98% of the time that I've been to group rides, people don't get hurt, you know? Um, and in that case, everybody there knows how to ride. You know how to ride too. Don't go there as a beginner. You go in as a like, oh hey, I want to get better. I want to be able to like see what people are riding like so that I can go ahead and I can react to that and be able to like not hurt myself and hurt other people. So like practice comes from group rides. Practice comes from like just practicing on a small track that you set up. Practice comes from anything, just riding. As long as you get on your board or you get on your wheel and you ride and you just find your rhythm, as long as you know how to do it, that's practice.
I'm going to ask you something. How many kilos do you lose?
Say that again.
How many kilos do you lose? You are.
Yup, I lost a lot of weight. So back a year ago, I was weighing 225 pounds.
Woo.
In a year, I've lost about 45 pounds, I think.
Oh, that's
I'm
good.
weighing 161 pounds as of last night.
So now the boards and the UCs are, you
More
have the
range.
range, more
Yes.
power.
So funny enough, that's actually part of my journey too, you know. Um, I love PV so much to the point where I was like, yo, I want more range. So originally when I started working out to like get my body in shape and in check, it was okay. I want to go to the gym to lose weight so that I can get more range. An extra 2 miles of range, I lose 10 pounds, the extra 2 miles of range, that would be great. And then I lost a little bit more. The lifestyle of going to the gym and just like it just started. I felt so much more alive. I woke up one morning with so much more energy than I did before, and I was like, okay, this is not so bad. And then
Not
I started seeing the miles. I was like, okay, now I get an extra 3 miles of range. Oh shit! And then I'm like,
so
this ain't
because
so bad.
my friend, when you win this race here,
Yeah.
when you win this race here, you see that you was a little bigger than you are now. So that means that you are now not. You lose more weight, then you're
Yes,
going to
I
be
lost a
more
little bit
faster.
more weight. Yeah.
Then the guys have to be careful about you.
Yeah, the way that I see it is okay. I'm a lighter in weight. I can use that to my advantage. If I have a torquier board with speed, with lightness on my body, the board can pick up way faster, and I can just race so much more efficiently.
I love the way you are, my friend. So the first time I was with contact with you was because of the girl was here interviewing and the
Yeah,
way you talk it, and I think I have to bring this guy here because you are unique, and that's what I love about this journey. I'm making the interviews. I do it more because I know so much crazy and good persons in this journey for me. I don't do it because I'm going to win something. I think it's important for us to share you guys what you're doing, how do you riding, uh, how much we can learn from you guys, because you have knowledge. All of the riders here has lots of knowledge, and
Yep.
sometimes we lose that. We just want to
There's so
ride.
much. The way that I see it is there's so much that you can learn from other people in the community that will help you and will help others in the long run. The way that I see it.
So, my friend, first of all, it was a pleasure to meet you. I hope that I come to the A SkateCon to see you racing
Yep.
and see all my friends racing there. I have met lots of them, and I would love to see it. I just want to share something with you guys. If you have the chance, go there. I'm going to leave all the links. I have just these three ones, but I'm going to put the other ones.
Perfect.
If you go to his in Instagram, you can go here, and if you go down, you're going to see that is his website. It's
Yep.
easy, guys, no problem. Then you can see it everything. Then he has his YouTube channel. There
Yep.
you can see everything what he has. Go there, subscribe, and leave a nice like. And then you have his Facebook. And if you want to repair something or you want to do something crazy with your board or your machine or your AC, contact him here. He's
Yep.
doing stuff. He knows what he's doing. It's good for the community. It's good for the guys in New York. If you are around New York or maybe in other places, if you can ship it, it's not so expensive. Do
Yep.
it that way. I think we're going to help him as a community. And of course, guys, like always, I first say I just want to see but there's comments here that from Brennan. I hope
Hell
to
yeah!
see
See
you.
you there, Brandon. I'll be there.
I will try to go there, my friend, too. Squeeze your red beer. No, I just want to go there and give a big hug to everybody I know and
Hell yeah.
make nice interviews and talk with everyone. My friend,
Yep.
I just want to say to you, thank you so much for coming here to the interview. From
Yep.
my side, like always, I just want to say something before we go. I just want to share something with you guys. Like always, the next interviews is going to be from people from your city. Is going to be ladies. We're going to have lots of ladies this next weeks. So it's going to be. She's going to come next Monday. If you want to come and see her, she's going to be here, and then we're going to have another person. Is the wife from Turbo? She's
Yep.
going to be here too. I think she has a nice experience. I
Yes.
think she has a very difficult life, and she's a fighter. I love to have her here to talk a little, and that's what we need. Sometimes it's not just ride; it's why do you ride, why
Exactly.
it, and what that help you. And then we'll see the rest of them is going to be like I was talking with you. Yeah,
Yep,
electro.
Jack's gonna be on
Yeah,
there. Dawn's gonna
it's
be
going to
on
be.
there. You
Yeah.
guys should definitely tune in to watch all these
I
interviews.
have more here. We have lots. We are going to have the Crazy Max with his vest and everything. So, guys, it's going to be lots of interviews. If you see here if you go to the site, guys, it's going to be more interviews. But I cannot. I can just put 12 interviews as maximal. It's going to be lots of interviews for you to see it. So. For you, my friend, like always, I leave you with the last words for the community. Don't forget, guys, we are in Twitter, YouTube, and we are in all the platforms in Facebook from groups. This is free. Just share it. Follow the guy. He's a rider. If you have any question, I think he can help you a lot,
Yep.
answer your questions if you are a starting rider or if you need some help. That's why we are a community, to help each other. My friend, I leave you with the last words for your community.
Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. And I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys soon.
Yeah, that's perfect, my friend. So, for everybody's out there, ride fast, but always be safe.
Right. Yep. Right.